And happy December 24th, 2021 is Christmas Eve here in the States. And that is why we are streaming today instead of tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, but is also Christmas here in the States. So um, it's Chris. I guess it's Christmas everywhere. I keep saying in the States, but some people might be confused why we're streaming on Friday instead of Saturday. JH, yes, it is Friday. And Merry Christmas to you, Jim, in Kansas. And if you're in the stream and you can hear me, let me know. Would you hit that thumbs up? Uh, Put a comment over in the chat. Merry Christmas, News Fan 77. Thank you. We've got folks piling in. That's fantastic. Noodles is in the house. Xavier from Belgium, representing Belgium. Merry Christmas, Southwest Communications. Gordon, Merry Christmas. Paulo, hello. SHSP, hi from New York. All right, a few people. Looks like we got a bunch of regulars in. So, like I said, if you can hear it, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Morning, TN Bighorn. Yes, Tennessee Christmas. Kuwait being represented. Merry Christmas in Kuwait. TVJ in the house. No, I don't have any eggnog. I have been a little sick the last few days, and I've got this like feeling like I can't get enough water, so I've been drinking a lot of water. Joe with Cajoling Technologies is in the house. I know this is such an odd time for us to stream. It's like 11:45 a.m. on a Friday. But yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, Joe. And I see Denise Howe. That's my mom, I think, is over there. Everybody say hi to my mom. Sean, yes, happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, Zach. Sean. Okay, so what are we talking about today? So a few months ago, JH, I don't know if there's any tech gifts coming this way. But a few months ago, if you remember, the same folks who created setup.exe, they also had the 1U metal lugs for rack mounting your equipment. And Joe with Cajoling Tech, I already have a remarkable too. Excuse me. And so rack studs, companies don't just sit idly by. So rack studs actually they've created a product called the Series 2 Duo. And I'm going to do a video on these. Morning, David in Washington. And these are pretty interesting actually. So they reached out to me on Twitter after I posted the picture. They wanted to make sure that they sent the all black version. But you slide this, you use this in the rack instead of regular cage nuts, and so we're going to try these out. I'm hopeful that this, along with a couple other mounting solutions that you've seen, I think this is pretty much going to be a winner. This is like almost just like the plastic version of the other product that we looked at. This is the rack studs version. So there will be a video on this. Hopefully, I will feel good enough to be able to get that filmed maybe Sunday. But I thought it was pretty interesting, and anytime you do a video on anything, any kind of tools, right, that cost some people money, anytime you do a video like that, you get outrage. And I mean, people, there's huge advantages to tools. Tools make us more efficient, they make us safer. And people, I had people telling me I had soft hands because I couldn't just use, cage nuts. And people call me all kinds of names because I didn't use cage nuts, and I was just like, really, this is the state of where we're at, right? People are going to call you a name because you don't want to use an old archaic tool. You would rather spend a little bit of money and have a tool that makes you more efficient, makes it easier for you to do things. It it blows my mind, people's thought process sometimes. Morning, David Anderson. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Michael Berg. So that'll be coming. And then Ubiquity did send me another package. So I have the Unifi 6. So this is the let's see, the U6 Pro, and I'll be hooking this up, doing a video on this as well. Um, the packaging is very interesting. So it's got like a safety helmet thing. I don't know. I just find the packaging very interesting because they went from, this kind of elaborate packaging to like the brown cardboard boxes. And now we're back to like some elaborate packaging. So thanks to Ubiquity for sending this out. Obviously, you get the U6 AP, and you can see it's got the plastic on there that's meant to be taken off, and it's metal. It does not have a pass-through port. PoE Plus, 802.3 AT PoE, and then they provide in the box just a ton of. So here we've got our paper template that has the level on it. That is one thing that I actually really like, is when Ubiquity sends the level. Cam's not going to focus there. And then when these things first came out, we always teased that it looked like um, a paint can lid. But this is a um, multi-mount is what I'm going to call it. So it can be used to mount on the wall, T-bar ceiling mount, 3.5-inch round junction box, 4-inch square junction box, single gang outlet box, 4-inch round junction box, or a European outlet box. And so it tells you where all of those things can be mounted there. And then, of course, you get your clamp for if you're doing just the ceiling. You sandwich these things. And you know what's interesting, though? I looked at this box earlier, and I don't think I saw the main center piece of plastic. Is it in here? Let's see. So then there's a box with all the nuts and bolts. There's the gasket for the network connection, the professional, but there's nothing else in here. So let's see what is in here and see, because it looks like it might be missing a piece. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a minute. Hold on. Let's see here. To answer Theo's question, have you had a chance to test their PDU? I have not. I know people have been posting pictures of their beta gear. I'm not sure. I don't know if there's been an email sent around saying it's cool to do that or what. I don't know. But no, I do not have the PDU. So no, this is all of the gear to mount the AP to the paint lid. But I'm not seeing. So it looks like this can use a couple of different existing mounts. I'm not sure. Has anybody mounted one of these yet? Because it looks like we've got some options for mounting in here. Okay, so I just kind of figured this out since I haven't mounted one of these. So if you're using the outside, it looks like we're just using this whole thing here. That's upside down. What a disgrace. Let's see. So yeah, so this is the new. So I was wrong about that. We're not missing anything. The paint lid goes right in the back. It's fantastic. I've got one of these from early beta. Um, and I should bust it out and see if they're the same. So then obviously here's all your mounting gear. So we're gonna play with it. We're gonna compare it to the other Wi-Fi 6 APs. Um, do some testing and just see how it goes. I don't know if anybody else has any experience with them yet or not. I see Tony from Quick Tech Solutions is in the house. Morning, Tony. So, all right, go ahead and post all your questions, comments over in the chat if you're listening. This was really the only two things that I wanted to kind of highlight today. Is um, got these in and going to be definitely testing them out here very, very soon. And now I've made a real embarrassment of myself here. I can't remember how this stuff is stacked in here. Let's see. Got it now. Man, the packaging is super unhappy if you don't have things mounted or put in the box correctly. So here's everything back in the box, kind of. It's kind of sliding around a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and put the lid. Somebody's head just exploded when I shifted that lid to put it on there. But yeah, so I hope everybody is safe and ready for the holiday, and everybody's having a good year and looking forward to next year. Any questions, comments? Andrew says, if cost is no issue, is there any reason to not go with the U6 LR versus the U6 Lite? So I know a lot of people get excited about the LRs, but I always have a lot of questions when people do an RF design around the LR. I had a phone once upon a time. Here it is. So the amount of output of Wi-Fi signal or strength that this device has is a lot less than the LR, right? So the thing that we run into with LRs, this is real world stuff here that we run into, is that people will buy a single, LR, and they will try to cover way too much area with it. And what happens is in RF, there's a concept called near far. And what that is when I've got an AP that's got a super strong output, and so I can see it, right? So I might see 4 bars or maybe 5 bars on this device, but that doesn't mean that I can talk back to the AP. And that's what near far is when I can see it, but I don't have enough oomph to talk back to it. And that is the biggest thing that we see when people contact us and they've installed LR um, access points. They've got those things cranking out because those are supposed to be able to get out like an additional 200 feet or something like that. And so, then we start talking about proper AP placement and proper power, um, channel management, things like that. And near far is definitely an issue, and we see near far all the time. So we typically stay away from the LR access points when we are doing designs. Happy holidays, Cody. Mac Telecom Networks. And JH says LR is great until you get a long short, which is near far. Jason's Lab asks, what do you think about the Aruba AIO stuff? I don't think I have experienced the Aruba AIO stuff. The only Aruba stuff that I have is the stuff you've seen here on the channel, which is kind of the lower cost stuff. So I don't think I have a real opinion on that because I don't know that I know what it is. And JH is exactly correct. Just because you can see it doesn't mean you can get to it. And that's the whole concept of near far. So, hey, Cody, is it snowing up around where you're at? It is not snowing here. In fact, I think it's supposed to rain and be in like the 50s, maybe the 60s, which is um, totally inconsistent for this time of year where we're at. Virgil, yes, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'm glad you're here. So, um, and does anybody, I know I'm seeing a lot of chatter about Unifi network version 7, and I've been running it for a little while. Happy holidays, Bruce. And it is definitely not production ready, so I don't know if anybody else is running it in early access, um or not early access, but if you're running it kind of in beta like in your lab and you want to comment on it. Also, does anybody know, because I haven't seen anything from TP Link, so we know that Ubiquity went ahead and released the network app 6.5.55, which took care of the log4j vulnerability. Does anybody know? Um, does anybody know if by chance has TP Link, Cody? Do you know, has TP Link patched the Omada controller? I didn't see a release from them. Maybe I missed it. So, hey, Bruce, happy holidays. Virgil says rain in France as well. Doesn't seem to be a white Christmas this year. Yeah. JH says I tend not to run the latest stuff because of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Jason's Lab says snowing in Canada, uh, BC on Vancouver Island. Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows if TP Link Omada has been patched. You know what? The camera is going to bounce around for a second. Let's see if we can figure it out. I know I need to get my screen sharing fixed. So here's the Omada Discovery tool. I don't want the Omada Discovery tool. I want the controller. Let's see here. Software. How about TP Link Omada controller download? So TP Link has these really cool like holiday graphics like falling from their page. I wish you could see it right now. But I'm looking on there and I'm not seeing. I'm literally not. For some reason, I am having a heck of a time finding the actual Omada download. I don't want the Omada Discovery. Let's see. Frequently asked questions. So their FAQs were updated within the last 3 days. Let's see. Wi-Fi routers. Okay. Omada Cloud SDN controllers. Software controller. Okay. Once again, it just took me to a discovery utility. It did not take me to the actual SDN. Okay, I am on the struggle bus, so somebody's gonna have to help me out here. Let's see. Firmware for okay, so if I go to the controller, there was a firmware. The last firmware update for the controller was 10/26/2021. So I'd have to read through the notes to see if they actually addressed it. So let's see if anybody over in the comments knows. T and Bighorn says it's 74 in Nashville. Kind of hard to get into the Christmas spirit. Yeah, sounds like it. Um, yeah, so no, so nobody knows if TP Link Omada is actually patched or not. So guess we'll have to find out. JH says 1026 will be well before Log4j was published. Absolutely. So if you're running TP Link Omada, you might want to start asking some questions. I'll have to fire up the controller and see if there's like an auto update or something like that. Tony says it's 72 in North Carolina. TP Link released a wall Wi-Fi 6 AP. May try it out, but first figure out if it's patched. Yeah. So there's not really a problem with Omada besides that it runs probably runs on the same architecture as Unifi, which means that it is likely, I would have to guess, susceptible to the Log4j vulnerability. So I guess we'll have to see. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for stopping by on your Christmas Eve or your Christmas, wherever you're at. And, I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll be back probably next week with a regular schedule. So as always, if you need anything, you can head to williehow.com, fill out that contact form. Someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible, or you can just shoot me an email if you need something. I hope you have a very merry and safe Christmas. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.